Welcome to the Markets Happy Hour podcast, a weekly markets update for investors the world over. Each week we discuss inflation, geopolitics, interest rates, equity markets, and other asset classes. To try to answer the question, what does this mean for my investment portfolio? Let's dive in.
Another area where it looks like we could be spending first and asking questions later is in the case of the IPO frenzy. We know now in the last week that OpenAI is preparing to file for its IPO very soon, and that could be as early as September. We've also seen the success of this Cerebras company, which had raised $6.4 billion, signaling strong demand. And SpaceX has been bubbling along as a potential IPO for some time. And Anthropic now, it does seem that all three will be on this fast track. So far this year, it says there has been a strong start to fundraising. We can see that year to date, if we look at this bar chart, there still has not been that same degree of certainly if we look at previous years, say 2021 as an example of the deal value of the significant IPOs there. 2026 is trailing. We are only 5 months into the year with these three mega IPOs in the offing. So clearly quite a strong start. There is another technical question though, which is how passive investors will make space for these IPOs. There is a suggestion that there will be some dumping of other holdings as they make space for these IPOs. We've already spoken about how concentrated passive investors are and how much of their portfolio is represented by, say, the top 10 stocks. If they are making space for these new IPOs, will they be dumping those concentrated positions, or will they be getting even more concentrated in these stocks, which are essentially mostly levered to the same AI trajectory? They may well find that they are not only loading up on companies that are spending on CapEx, but also they are loading up on the object of that expenditure. So there could well be many unintended doubling up bets within those portfolios. So it remains to be seen as to how the large passive funds will move. And we're also seeing Asian markets still demonstrate quite a bit of strength. That has actually outpaced Nasdaq in the past in the past few months, and we can see that is actually getting very strong. And that is our abbreviated podcast for this week. Clearly quite a bit to follow in terms of the divergence of bonds and stocks. We are also focusing very much on this frenzy around new equity heights being seen, as well as the IPO frenzy. And we are just reflecting as we come to the end of we're actually writing our report now for the second quarter, even though we still have 6 weeks to go. We know, looking back at 2025, a defining year for metals, we've seen very little discussion of metals or Bitcoin at the moment. The focus is very much on the good old-fashioned balanced portfolio and just exactly how that balanced portfolio is behaving.